In 2025, the LEGO Group has produced over 1,077 LEGO minifigures. And of those minifigures, today I'm going to take you through the most 10 expensive ones throughout the entire year. What's up, everybody? It's your host here, Cristo from Stud City. This is a series we've started since January in the beginning of the year, and it has been a kind of a fun series to kind of see which minifigs come out in which sets and see the prices of those figs to track along the top 10 most expensive figs of the year. Now, I feel like the biggest shift in this month in comparison to the last month's list is actually going to be the Lego Goonies set, as it's a $330 MSRP set that comes with 12 minifigures. Now, the real question is, will this price tag, along with the exclusive figs that go in it, make it onto our list and shift our list? Well, find out in today's video. So kicking things off from number 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and finally our most top 10 figs coming in at number 10 is going to be gate kept in a $330 MSRP Lego set. It's Mihawk from One Piece, exclusively to the Baratier. A really enjoyable Lego build, a big one that's kind of hard to display given its little weird size and just magnitude of how big it is, but such a fun piece here. Some would say it fits into the One Piece. But anyways, this minifigure will run you around $50, and if I'm not mistaken, is the most expensive Lego One Piece minifig today. All rightfully so. He's got a ripped torso. Bro thinks he's Stud City over here with the abs showing here and the chest. But no, seriously, awesome minifigure. Really well done, printed, fantastic. He's got like the light up eyes similar to that we've seen in the show from the Netflix show. So that's minifigure number 10. Moving on into number 9, comes out of a $1,000 Lego set, and not just any Lego set, it's a Lego Star Wars set. This right here is Director Krennic. First time we've got a Krennic in quite a long time, and he is kept around $1,000 price tag, which is unfortunate for Lego fans. But this minifig is looking to trend around the $51 to $59 price tag. Somewhere in there is where I'm kind of seeing him on Bricklink, and it looks like Brickset is pretty accurate to that as well. He comes with that cloth cape, which I think looks really good. No dual molded legs, bummer. And then also just a really good face print and nice hairpiece. So really awesome minifigure there from the UCS Death Star. The next minifig was on our top 10 list literally since debut in February. This minifigure comes in a $280 the Beast Castle from Beauty and the Beast Castle. So a really expensive Lego set that released in February, and it's been the most expensive minifigure up until recently, where it's now shifted on down all the way into the number 8 seed. Still a very expensive minifigure, costing anywhere between $60 to $80. Guys, I've seen this one sell for a lot more than this price tag right here. So $60, I feel like might be an undercut on it, but really awesome fig. Prince Adam, aka Beast. Moving on into number 7 is a Lego minifigure that I think is going to drop significantly in price. I say significantly, not a it's like crazy amount, but like I don't think it'll make it in the top 10 list, just given the fact that we're seeing mass sales of it. It's a overpriced Lego Star Wars set. Because of its overpriced Lego Star Wars set, it also alludes to an exclusive minifigure being, well, highly priced. So the set is the Wicket Ewok buildable character. The set retails for $130, which I thought it should have been $100, at least in my personal opinion. And even then, I would have waited for a discount for like maybe $80 or so. But regardless, $130 is crazy. Already just 2 months after its shelf life, we're already seeing it discounted into literally the higher 80 price tags. I think $85 is where we saw this go on discount. So with that being said, this minifigure value news around $62, which would be a little bit under half the price of the retail MSRP set. Again, in my opinion, that's just mildly overpriced. I think $80 is going to be a good value for that Lego set. And if that value is $80 and people are able to get it for $80, I think this minifig will settle down into probably the $40 to $45 price range. So in my opinion, this is kind of an odd one. Probably won't make it on the list very long, but for now, since it's still relative very new, it's in that top 10 list. Taking things over to number 6 here is coming out of the $1,000 Death Star. This is not the Death Star. This is actually the UCS ATST that released for May the 4th, right? This set, or was it May 4th release? Oh my gosh, it was maybe later. But regardless, a Lego set that came with one exclusive minifigure. It was the ATST driver with the printed arms, which of course added extreme value to this minifig. Take away the arms, I feel like he would just kind of be a normal character, but this minifigure is inside of a $200 Ultimate Collector Series Lego Star Wars set, and with that being said, that's why his price tag is around $62. That's crazy. All because he comes in one UCS set. But at least if you're an Ultimate Collector Series fan and you had purchased that set, well, at least you have some value and wrapped up in that minifigure. Coming in at number 5 is out of the $1,000 Death Star. This is Imperial Dignitary. First time I think we've ever got this minifigure, so Star Wars fans are pretty excited about this one. Quite a spendy minifigure. Even the price here on Brickset I think is not doing it justice. I feel like he's a little bit more spendy, but valued at $70 right now. I've definitely seen him sell in the 90s range. I've seen him sell over 100, but we'll give a fair value price of $70 to $75 here. Definitely an awesome minifigure. The purple dress piece, an awesome headpiece, and just overall a really well printed minifigure. Again, gate kept around that $1,000 Death Star. Let's kick things over to number 4. This was actually a May 4th Lego release, so he's been one of the most expensive minifigures since May 4th. This is the Jango Fett with printed arms. In my opinion, I love that the Lego group, gave this minifigure printed arms the attention to detail that I think UCS and Lego Star Wars fans kind of deserve. And on top of that, in my opinion, they didn't put this one in a very cheaper Lego set. They did make a Jango Fett for a cheaper Lego set, the Playscale one at $70, but they kept a UCS version of this minifigure highly detailed for a more expensive Lego set, which as a Lego Star Wars fan, I think I can appreciate. But I'm curious to see what you have to say in the comments below. I love that kids or anyone else that doesn't want to spend that much money on a Lego set is able to get a Jango Fett minifigure. Trust me, I'm all for that. However, I think with some of the details, maybe a different design, just like they've done for this one, I'm a little bit more satisfied. Unlike some of the other minifigs that they may have done in the past. Moving on into number 3 is our only Lego Fortnite minifigure making it onto this list, and it's gate kept around a $250 Mecha Team Leader Fortnite mech set, which is honestly a really fun build and one that I really enjoyed. But this minifigure, out of that $250 MSRP price tag, is in the value of $87, and that's pretty crazy. I don't feel like this is a minifigure that will come down in price significantly. Obviously, if we see sales on the Team Leader over its shelf life, I'm sure this minifigure will kind of cap down, and then at some point it will become on the uprise. This is a very hard minifigure to get, given the exclusivity of it only coming on one very expensive set, and overall is a really good minifigure. The attention to detail here, the printed arms, the printed legs, the different colored legs. I mean, this is an awesome minifigure. So kudos to the Lego team pulling off such an awesome one. Moving on into the second most expensive minifigure is one that I don't think this price is accordingly. It is Galen Erso. It's the first time we've ever seen Galen Erso, I think, in a very long time from Rogue One here. An awesome minifigure at that. This minifigure is valued at $90. I've seen this one sell for $150. I've seen it sell near $200, but I think a fair market price is probably in the $100 to probably like $130 range. I think that's a little bit more realistic, but Galen Erso, first time ever, comes in the $1,000 Death Star. That's why this minifigure is so expensive. And of course, obviously, we have one more set from that minifig from that $1,000 Death Star, just given the fact that it's $1,000. You have to spend $1,000 to get some exclusive minifigures. I think it makes sense why there's so many that are in this set. But it's the Hot Tub Stormtrooper, the most sought after minifig, I feel like, of 2025. I see it valued at $112. I think realistically, the cheapest one on Bricklink in the US selling is around $130, $140. And I've seen this one sell over $200 on other sellers, not myself, as I've never sold this fig, but I've seen people sell this for over $200, which is absolutely bananas. So fair market value, I think, is around $135 to $150, if not even more. So really expensive minifigure, an awesome one. I definitely wish we had more of these in a cheaper set and more attainable to others, but it is a really cool fig, and it fills into the exclusivity of that $1,000 Death Star. Now, I mentioned the Lego Goonies set earlier in today's video. Kind of shocking that none of these minifigures made it on the most expensive minifig list. I guess the desire for these didn't shape up to what it was. I thought One-Eyed Willy or the Sloth here would be included in the top 10 list, but unfortunately they did not. But to be fair, the minifigs here are starting off at $50. So given the fact that there's 12, technically 13 minifigs inside this set, none of them being over $50 makes sense because they're all valued around like $15 to $30 times 12. It would be hard to give a minifigure of such extreme value. So anyways, let me know what you think of this so far. Would you be interested in Stud City making a top 100 most expensive LEGO minifigures of the year to wrap up this series for 2025? And is this something you want to see us continue in 2026? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.